Thank you everyone for joining us. We have Dave Roberts now available. If you have any questions, please use the raise your hand icon. First question is from Alana Rizzo. Go ahead, Alana.
Dave, if you could just give us an update on Mookie and Corey.
Mookie is day-to-day. There's still substantial swelling in that left middle finger. So for him, probably unavailable tonight. And we'll see how he responds to treatment for tomorrow's game. Corey feels good. I just feel that it just, with the training staff, not to run him out there to play defense, but we feel confident, for his bat to be in there to DH. And, tomorrow, depending on how he feels, we'll make a decision if he DHs again or plays short.
And did Kersh come out of his 81 pitch 5 2/3 outing okay?
Yeah, he left with a smile, and that smile is still here today. There's some, natural soreness with the body, but we're encouraged. I mean, obviously that's a good thing, and just happy for him that we got the first one out, and he'll be ready to go his next turn.
Thank you.
Next question from Dave Bassett. Go ahead, Dave.
Dave, do you think Walker gets up for games like tonight in the regular season when he's going up against another young pitcher like Paddock? He did it twice already against Flaherty. Just curious your sense in these type of matchups.
I think there's a little bit, when you're talking about, potential great young pitchers in the game. Paddock's name is certainly mentioned. Obviously, Walker's pitched in a lot of big games. I also think on the heels of Clayton's great start the day prior, adds momentum and incentive for a starting pitcher. And that a lot of times gets that starting staff on a roll, So I think both those things, and obviously not to mention, most importantly, Walker's just such a good competitor and wants to throw well.
How do you look at these 3 games? The Padres believe that they are now really ready to challenge you guys. Do you feel like you have to kind of temper their confidence in these 3 games?
They're a good club. We're going to see 3 really good arms this series. With the acquisition of Pham and Grisham, it just adds a little bit more plate discipline to their lineup, lengthen it out a little bit. Obviously, Tatis and Machado, very talented. It's going to be a fun series. And like I said, these guys have been on the come for the last couple of years, and it'll be a good series.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next question is from Ken Gurnick. Go ahead, Ken. Sorry. Go ahead, Ken. All right. Go ahead, Ken. Sorry.
Okay. Dave, Mookie had an at-bat in summer camp where he kind of had a stinger on his hand. Is this the same thing? And has he been dealing with that really since then?
It's not the same thing. In the summer camp, that swing on a pitch that was up as well, it was his wrist. And there's been nothing made of that since. And the other day, it was his finger. So 2 separate incidents, and he's never had either before.
Thanks.
Next question is from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead, Bill.
So what happened to injure the finger? Is it just a normal swing or anything happened?
Normal swing. And I really can't, I don't know. He just said it was a normal swing, an aggressive swing at a pitch that was up in the zone. And then he just felt that it kind of stung his finger a little bit, and then it just started to swell.
And that was on the at-bat when he hit a home run, or did it happen sooner?
It happened after that. Or it might have been the home run. I'm not sure. Somewhere during the bat. You know what, Bill? I'm not sure.
He hasn't batted since the home run, so
it must have been the homer. Yeah, the homer at bat.
Now, you left him in for defense that time. Would you use him on defense now? Yeah,
there's a possibility I might use him on defense, but I just don't want to, maybe it's a situation where, the game dictates, there's a couple innings of defense, his spot would have already been, passed. So something like that potentially.
And you say he's getting treatment. What can you do for a sore middle finger like that?
I think it's just more the swelling. So whatever kind of modalities that they have to kind of get blood flow, limit swelling, that sort of thing.
Did they give you any kind of diagnosis? Is it a tendon, a soft tissue injury?
Soft tissue injury.
Thanks,
Sore
Dave.
finger, sore middle finger, the swelling.
Sore. Thanks.
Yep.
Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave. How are you?
I'm doing well, Jorge.
We've mentioned with other injuries, does the calculus change at all with, looking at the prognosis, maybe bringing a guy back? Does it change at all just knowing it's a 60-game season, these games matter more?
I think that we do a good job of, for the most part, erring on the side of caution. And I would say that we would tend to do that as well again in the shortened season because, the one thing you don't want is to be aggressive. And if there is a risk of further damaging, whatever injury it might be for a particular player, it'll be more magnified. So you just don't have that margin to come back too soon.
And just, sort of off topic here, but the Cardinals had a flare up and they're I think it's 8 positive tests. Just your reaction to that, is it, does this concern you more now that, after the Marlins situation and all that, is it still continue to concern you?
Yeah, I think that it is concerning. And I think that, I just think that there's a lot made of this, which there should be. But I think that, people really need to look at themselves and try to be more responsible. There's a lot of blame placed on people, but we all need everyone to do their part to keep this thing going. So hopefully something like this, another spike or outbreak, doesn't occur again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Another question from Alana Rizzo. Go ahead, Alana.
Dave, you're in San Diego, so you're home, but I would imagine you're not able to do the same types of things that you would do. I mean, were you able to see Trish? Can you see the kids? What sacrifices are all you guys making?
Yeah, I think that I can see them, but no touching, trying to stay away from them. I'm sort of back to quarantine in my own house. I've got 3 dogs that I can still kind of hug on, but
Well,
that's about it.
Dogs are better than people anyway, Dave. That's fine.
There you go. That's right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Got a question from Blake Harris. Go ahead, Blake.
Hey, Dave. Any update on how Alex Wood's been progressing?
Yeah, he's supposed to pick up a baseball either today or tomorrow. He's been doing these plyo ball exercises for his arm and strengthening, and said it's the best his arm's felt in weeks. So that's encouraging. And now it's just more of just getting into a throwing progression, and see where that leads. So there's really no timeline right now.
Thank you.
Another question from Dave Bassett. Go ahead, Dave.
With that being said, Dave, who stays in your rotation?
So I think this next time with the off day, each guy will get an extra day. And so the rotation will stay as such. And there'll be a point here, in the next week or so where we could stay on turn or plug somebody in, but we just haven't made that decision yet.
Thank you.
Yeah.
One final question from Ron Cervenka. Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, Doc. Just wondering, is Walker off the leash tonight, pitch count wise?
Not really, Ron. As much as I'd like him to be, I think that something, the 5 and 75, would be ideal, because I think he threw 62, something like that, his last turn.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Doc.
Thanks, guys.